Today I'm going to explain you how to implement BGP within Palo Alto firewalls. So here, actually, when it comes to BGP, that is. Let me give you some overall basic idea because BGP is a vast area. But here in this demonstration, my plan is to just to give you the overall brief idea how to just to implement BGP. Because when it comes to BGP is the main protocol used for the internet. So in the internet, actually, we have thousands of not thousands, actually millions of routers. So actually, those routers exchange routes using BGP. For your demonstration, actually, we need to understand one thing. That is, let me get my whiteboard here. Uh, One moment. Okay, so let me get the pen. Okay, this color will be fine. So here, actually, when it comes to this is BGP. Okay, BGP means that is border gateway protocol. BGP means border gateway protocol. Let me write it here. Border gateway protocol. Okay, so this is the BGP. So actually, in your case, actually, I had to give you some basic idea about, because when it comes to BGP, we have two choices. So we have two flavors. Actually, within BGP, we have IBGP, and also we have EBGP. Sorry, EBGP. This means IBGP means internal BGP protocol, and EBGP means external BGP protocol. So here, in let's say we have one term called AS number. Let's say you have your organization here. So your organization can be assigned an AS number. AS number means autonomous system number. So you don't have to worry about that. Just think that this is a domain. So if you are implementing BGP within a single autonomous system number, so then you have to use iBGP. If you are implementing BGP between two autonomous system, or between two different autonomous system numbers, so then you have to use eBGP. That is the only thing you have to understand. Okay, I'm not going to tell anything other than that. So let's start the configuration. No, before that we have to have the what do you call the network topology. Okay, let me draw the network topology here. So let me erase this because the thing is, actually, BGP is a vast area, because I just want to give you the basic idea. Then once you know how to implement, so then you can dig deep. So because when you can implement things, let's say you can just implement an exchange route, so then you may get curious, right? You can then dig deep. So that's it. So let me explain the diagram here. uh, okay, one moment. Okay, so let's start the diagram. So let me explain it here. The topology, because first you need to understand the topology in order to exchange routes using iBGP. Okay, here we have our head office. This is our head office firewall here. Okay, so then we have here we have this DMZ zone. This is the place where we put our web server. So this is www. That is web server, and this network is the DMZ network is I'm sorry, actually I'm missing these IP ranges. Okay, this IP range should be 192.168 192.168.100.0/24. And the this is DMZ zone. Within the firewall we have a separate zone for this. And here we have our head office LAN side. Actually, we are not going to advertise the LAN side here. So our LAN side IP range is 172.16.1.0/24. Okay, so then we have our branch office here. This is the branch office. This is the firewall. Yeah. So here we have, this is the LAN site of the branch office. Actually, we have to advertise this because actually we are accessing our web server in the head office DMZ using this branch office LAN site, one of the PCs. So then here our network key is 10.1.1.0/24. Okay. So here we have one PC. The PC IP address is the same range, 50 IP, 10.1.1.50. So as usual, we have this internet connect. Internet is here, and through the internet we have IPSec tunnel. This is our IPSec tunnel, and so then what we are going to do is we are going to access this web server, this web server using this PC. So in that case, I think you can understand when traffic. Let me get my pointer here. I think it's easy for me to show you. So in that case, when this PC send the traffic to the branch firewall, this branch firewall should know where to send this traffic. So actually, this traffic should be sent to this place, this head office, this point. This is our IPsec tunnel head office end. So in that case, this branch office firewall should know the routing. So if this branch office firewall wants to send the traffic to the web server, so then branch office firewall should have the information that that traffic should be sent to this point. Once this traffic reach the web server is going to respond. So then the response traffic is coming to the head office firewall. So then the head office firewall should know where to send this traffic in order to reach this PC. So in that case, from head office firewall should send this traffic to this point, this branch office, this IPsec end. So then branch office firewall can send this response traffic back to the PC. So actually that is the scenario here. I think here actually, as I already said, now we are going to implement iBGP since we are within the same autonomous system. We are going to use iBGP. We are going to use this flavor of BGP. Okay, so let's start the configuration. So okay, let me go to firewalls. Okay, so since I draw this on the desktop, let me go to another desktop, and then we can open the firewalls here. Okay, here this is my head office firewall and this is my branch office firewall. So let me go to network, and here you can see now my DMZ. Here let me draw it. I don't know whether I can draw here. No, I can't draw here, right? One moment, let me try to open this whiteboard. I don't know whether I can open this whiteboard in different okay, I cannot. So what can we do? Okay, so no problem. Okay, here I think you can see my cursor, right? Here we have our DMZ network. So we are going to advertise this, and also when it comes to branch office network tab, so we are going to advertise this LAN site 10.1.1.254 range. So these are the two ranges we are going to advertise using BGP. Okay, let me configure initial configuration in this head office. Let me go to virtual routers. This is my default virtual router, and let me go to BGP section here. And here what you have to do is you have to I think it's better if I can get the magnifier and show you. Takes this somewhat smaller, right? Okay, here we have to first enable the BGP using this check mark, and also you have to put a route ID. I think you can remember in OS before, so we had to put a route ID, just identify. So let me put the route ID. Let me put because in my tunnel IPsec tunnel I have this IP range 200.1. You can put whatever the IP, no problem. So AS number, actually don't worry about this because this is a basic configuration, so you can put whatever the number. When it comes to AS numbers, we have two types. We have private AS numbers and public AS numbers. I'm using this private number here, 64,512. Okay, so this is a private AS number. You can check using these private AS numbers. And here these things actually you don't have to change anything here, but this is one option here. I'm not going to use it now, but I had to use it somewhat later. So then you have to go to peer group. This is important. So peer group, you have to create a peer group. Let me click add. I think it's better if I can close this. Okay, so here I had to put a name. I'm putting let's say I'm putting peer group, and then I had to select IPGP. I told you that since we are working within the same as autonomous system, we have to use IBGP. So then I had to select my peer. I'm putting the same name as the my firewall. It's easy. So my peer is my branch office firewall. I am putting PABR. You can use whatever the name. So here PIS number is the same because this is same autonomous system. So it is by default populated because in our in our configuration, I mean within this let me go back. I think you can remember that here we put the AS number. So it takes that same AS into this configuration because since this is a IPGP peer group. Okay, so then let me add the peer. Okay, this is a PABR, and here the P. Why it is not populated now? Oh, I think since I cancel it, okay, 64,512. So okay, then let me select the interface. Interface is this channel interface. That is my when it comes to, let me go back to this diagram, and this is the interface. This interface here, because this is a tunnel interface. That is IPSec tunnel. So IP address is 192.168.200.1. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, so interface. Okay, let me select the IP 200.1 and the peer IP. So that is my branch office site IPsec tunnel IP 192.168.200.2. Okay, so now it's totally okay. We don't have to change anything other than that. Let me click OK and click OK. Because initially we are just establishing the relationship. After that only we are advertising networks. So we can do at once, but for your information, for your clarity, I'm doing two separate steps. Let me click OK. Actually we have a problem, so let's check. Default protocol BGP peer constraints fail. iBGP peer AS need to be specified and not equal to local AS default. Okay, I think it says the AS should be different because I use the same AS number. I think I use iBGP here by mistake. So let me check whether yes, it is iBGP. It should be iBGP because otherwise you can't use the same AS number. Because within the same autonomous system only we are using, I mean same autonomous system means the same AS number, so we are using same AS number for my head office firewall and also the peer firewall, that is my branch office firewall. Now I should be able to click OK. Click OK. Now it's fine. Okay, so then let's start the configuration of the branch office firewall, but before that let me show you something. So here when it comes to this more runtime stats, you can go to BGP section here, and you can see BGP section here. In BGP section, there's something called peer. So actually, you see that we do not have any peer, right? So here, no, one moment. Actually, I haven't committed because actually I should be able to see something here. Not, I mean, let me commit first because I should be able to see something. Because even though I haven't configured BGP within this branch office firewall, I have to see something. But here it is missing since I haven't committed the configuration. So let's commit and see. Okay, it's 55% completed. And okay, while committing, let me show you something. Is number private and private range. Okay, see, this is the private AS number range, 65,512. That is the that's what I use here. This is the number. You can use whatever the number between these two within this range. Okay, so is number. Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, now let me go back to more runtime stats and let me go to BGP section and go to peer. See, let me get the magnify and show you. As you can see here, this is our peer. This is the group we created, and this is the local IP, and this is the remote IP, PIP. This is the AS number, and this is the status. Here it says connect. When it comes to BGP, connect means it's something not okay. Because actually once this neighbor relationship has been established, this status should be changed to established. I think you can remember when it comes to OSPF, it was full. Here it should be established. So that means we haven't established any neighbor relationships. So now let me go to my branch office file and let me go to network and virtual routers. Let me go to default virtual router and let me go to BGP. Okay. So let me select. Let me. Shall I get the magnifier? I do. Actually, I had to find another, but this magnifier also fine. Okay. Anyway, let me enable this and let me put the route ID 192.168.200.2. Okay. So the AS number should be the same, 64,512. Okay, so here I'm not changing anything other than these parameters, and let me go to peer groups and let me create a peer group. Let me close this. Okay, let me add. I'm just putting the same name. You can put whatever name, peer group. Okay, so then let me select the type. That should be iBGP, since we are implementing this within the same autonomous system. Okay, let me put these the name PHO. You can put whatever the name, but I'm using the same name as the actual firewall host name, so that is easy for me to identify. And let me select the interface. This is IPSec tunnel interface and the IP address. Okay, so then let me select, enter this my PIB, that is 200.1. So that is my head office firewall tunnel IP. Okay, that's what I have to configure. So let me click OK and let me click OK. Okay, so then let me commit. So let me go back to the diagram and let me explain the steps that I have completed now. So what I have done is here. Let me get my okay. Actually, I established a neighbor relationship between this head office and the branch office firewall using BGP. Let me get my okay. Actually, we have established this relationship. We have established this iBGP relationship between head office firewall and the branch office firewall. iBGP relationship. Now it's done. So, but we haven't advertised. We have to advertise routes or networks. Actually, not routes. Actually, it's better we can put networks, because our main purpose of implementing BGP is to advertise these networks. But we haven't done it yet, not yet, because we want to advertise this network, that is our head office DNC network, and also we want to advertise branch office LAN network. We have to advertise those two, but for the moment we haven't done that. At this moment we have completed our BGP iBGP relationship, so we have to check it now. So let's check whether it is working properly. So let me go back to my desktop here. Okay, let me go to this head office firewall and let me go to more runtime stats and go to BGP and the peer. And now you can see, let me get the magnifier and show you. I think now you can see here the status is established. So that means the neighbor relationship has been established. Okay, so that is totally fine. Now what we have to do is we have to advertise our DMZ network. So in order to do that, we have to go to give me one moment here. Okay, in order to do that, you have to go to default virtual router and you have to go to redistribution profiles and you have to add a one. Let me magnify and show you these options. Here you have to put this name. So let me put let's say static or otherwise let me put DMZ net. I'm going to advertise this, and you have to put a priority here, because if you have many redistribution profiles only you have to, but anyway we have to put a one. I just put one, and I'm going to advertise this connected in network. So that means this DMZ network is connected to my firewall. So that's why I'm using this option. Then I have to select my interface. My interface is this 1/3. Within this head office firewall is my DMZ network. So that's what I'm going to advertise. And also you have to put redistribute. So you should check you have to select this option. Let me close this. Now we are done with this. Initially we put the name, we put the priority one, and we put the redistribution enable, And also we select connect. Connect means actually this is a connected network, our DMZ. Let me go back to this diagram and show you. Actually here this is the DMZ, and it is connected to my head office firewall. It is a connected route, actually it is a directly connected one, so that's why I'm putting connected there. Okay, so then let me go back here. Okay, now it is connected and my interface is 1/3. So let me show you here. No, I can't because I had to open another window. Okay, 1/3. Let me click OK. And before that, let me come to my branch office firewall and let me show you my more runtime stats, and also let me show you something within the BGP, and it is called local RIB. Local RIB means routing information base. You can see now within the local RIB, actually I do not have anything, any routes or anything. Here it's empty actually. Okay, so then let me go to my head office firewall and click OK and commit. So after committing only I can show you within the branch office firewall local RIP there should be some different. I mean there should be some. I mean there should be some entry within the local RIP. So that should be our DMZ network entry. So let's check whether we are getting that entry here. So we'll wait for the commit. Okay, now our commit is done. Let me close this and let me go back to my branch office and let me check whether I have that local RIP entry. Okay, so I had to go to BGP local RIP. Okay, unfortunately I do not have any entry here, so let me refresh this and check. BGP, not PPI is fine. Establish local RIP. Actually I do not have anything, so what can be the reason? Okay, I made a mistake. I'm really sorry. Actually here what I did was I just created this redistribution profile here, but I had to I had to I had to associate this redistribution profile with my BGP process. Let me go to BGP and let me go to last step. That is, let me show you this redistribution rules, redist rules. I think you can see that. Let me get my magnifier. See, this is redistribution rules. Let me select that. Close. Okay, let me select my redistribution profile, which I have already created, DMZ net. Okay. Here that is only option you have to configure, but we have many things. But for this basic BGP demonstration, I don't want to configure these things. Let me click OK. Let me click OK. Let me commit. Now the BGP process is going to advertise that DMZ network into the BGP peer. So that is my branch office firewall. So we'll wait for this commit, and because so then we should be able to see within the local RIP, and I will tell you why. Because actually it is normally we check within this we have a routing table, right? So but actually we are checking this some different place. Actually the RIP is it is a BGP table that has the all the potential routes, but you I mean, out of those potential routes, the BGP is going to find most suitable routes, and BGP is going to put those puts those routes into the routing table. So I'll show those. So let me go to and we'll check this local RIP now. See, now you can see we have an entry here. So before this entry was not there. So let me get the magnify and show you here. I think you can see here, right? This is a prefix. So prefix means our network. That is our DMZ network. Because within, let me go back to my the diagram. So within the diagram, I think you can see here. This is my 192.168.100.0.24. That is my DMZ network. Now you can see that network is can be found within this branch of his firewall BGP process local RIP, or the local routing information base. We can see that. So that means this head of his firewall has advertised that route or the network into this branch of his firewall. So then let me go back to my the firewall. Okay, now we can see that. And also our next stop is 200.1. So that means when our PC is trying to contact this network, the DMZ network, the branch of his firewall is going to send the traffic to this next stop. That is our head of his firewall. So we are totally okay now. So now let me close this and let me show you the routing table here. More runtime stats here you can see now, but within the routing table we do not have that route. That should be 192.168.100.024, but we do not have such a route here. So in order to do that, we have to configure this option. Let me go to my head office firewall and go to default virtual router. Oh no, sorry, I'm sorry. I had to go to branch office firewall, and because this is the place where we need this, entry. We need this entry within this routing table. So default virtual router and this BGP, and you have to select this option. So that is install routes. See, the routes that are learned through this BGP process should be installed into the routing table. In order to do that, we have to enable this option, install route. Now let me click OK, and let me close the magnifier. Okay, let me commit now, and while committing, let me recheck this routing table. See, we do not have 192.168.100 network. We have only one network and 200 network and 10 networks. So once this commit is done, let's check whether we have 192.168.100 network within this routing table. So it should be found within this routing table. So let me check. It's 98 completed. Okay, 99. 99. Okay. Okay, it's done. So let me check my routing table. Now you can see, one moment. Now you can see 192.168.100.0 here. See, and you can see the network, right? So now it's within the routing table. Now our branch office firewall knows where to send this traffic destined to this network. So the next stop should be head office firewall, because we know within this, I think you saw that, right? So the network is 192.168.100.0. The next stop is 192.168.200.1. So that is my head office side IPSec tunnel interface IP. Okay. So then let me try to access, but before that I had to check this, web server access. But for the moment I should not be able to access the web server, because actually we have to advertise our branch office LAN network as well, because otherwise the head office DMC or head office firewall can't send the response traffic back to my PC. So in that case this should not work, because the web server IP is 100.50. See, actually we can't connect to the web server, right? It is not working, waiting for the response. So then let me close this here, and let me go to my branch office file and configure BGP. Okay, so let me go to virtual router. I'm going to advertise this. Let me go back to my diagram and explain the thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to advertise this network, this network into this head office firewall. So then head office firewall knows how to send the response traffic back to the branch office firewall. So that's what we are going to do here. Okay, so let me go back to this window. Okay, let me go to BGP. Unfortunately, here actually install route is by default selected here but I'm not sure. Oh, one moment. No. No, I'm not sure whether it is by default enabled or not, but anyway, it's enabled. But sometimes I did for some other demonstration. No worries. Anyway, I'm keeping that as selected, because now you know what is the functionality of this check mark. Okay, then let me go to redistribution profiles and advertise this network. Let me add a one, and I'm putting BRNet. You can put whatever the name, and I am putting redistribution, and I'm putting the priority as 1, and I'm putting say connect, because I'm going to advertise the connected network. That is my LAN interface. This should be 1/2. Now we are fine. So let me click OK. Before that, let me go to head office firewall, and let me show you here within the BGP local repos. So we do not have that 10 range, because the IP range is 10.1.1 something here. This range, see, 10.1.1.0.24. It is not available within the head office firewall. See, we have only our locally advertised range, and within the routing table also we do not have anything 10 range, any 10 range here. You can see. So let me magnify and show you. See, we don't have any 10 range here. We do not have. So then let me advertise from the branch office. Okay, let me click OK, and then let me sorry let me select that within the BGP process previously also been stitched. Let me select it, VRNet. Okay, okay, commit. Now once the commit is done, we should be able to see that this 10110/24 network within this head office firewall routing table, and also within the local RIB. It's 98% completed. Okay, so one moment. Give me one moment. BGP. Okay. Actually, previously, I think I made a mistake. I mean, not mistake. I told you that this is selected. But sometimes that can be default option or anything. But actually, we selected, right. We selected previous, because actually previously we configured this branch firewall, right. So actually we selected this because previously it was only within this local RIB of the BGP. After that, actually we configure this we configure this install route option. Actually, I was confused. So one moment, BGP, and okay, so okay, that's fine, right. So then what we can do is, let me go to head office and let me select more runtime stats, and let me go to BGP section, and let me go to local RIP. See, now we can see 10.1.1.0.24. So that means the route has been advertised through the BGP process or through the iBGP 10.1.1.0.24. Actually, this is our LAN network of the branch office, and now it is available within the head office firewall. And the next hop is 200.2. But let me show you now. This should not be available within the routing table. Let me go here, and because it is not selected. Here, see, 10.1.1 range is not available within this routing table. So what we can do is we can put the option install route. And before that, let me show you now. Still, we can't access the web server because actually it is not within the routing table. So 192.168.100.50. See, we can't access the web server yet. So then let me close and let me go back here and let me go to BGP and put the install route option and click OK and commit. Okay, now we are going to put that route into the head office firewall routing table. So once it's done, so we should be able to access our web server. So let me go back to diagram and explain. This is the diagram, and what happens is, what we did was, we advertised this network, this DMC network, through the BGP process into branch office firewall, and then the branch office PC knows how to contact this DMC server through this IPSec tunnel, because it has the routing information, since this head office firewall advertised that network into the branch office firewall. But the problem is, for the moment, we just advertised, but still the committee is in the process. So this network, this LAN network of the branch office has not been as advertised into the head office firewall. So once since it is not advertised yet, this the response packet coming from this web server comes to the firewall doesn't know where to send this traffic. So once this commit is done, then the firewall knows where to send this traffic, that the next stop is this branch office. So then the firewall is going to send the traffic to the branch office firewall is going to send the traffic back to the PC. So that's what we are going to do. Okay, let me go back here. Now commit is done. Now let me check the routing table here. Let me get the magnifier. Okay, now you should be able to see 10. This is 10.1.1.0. The next hop is 192.168.200.2. Now we are done. So now we should be able to access the web server. We should be able to access the web server from the branch office network. Let me get the browser and try to access the web server. 192.168.100.50. Now see, we can access the web server. See, now we are done. We are done. Here this is our web server within the head office DMZ network. So that means we are done with our BGP configuration. Okay. Actually, I stopped recording because my kid was crying. So in order to prevent you are getting disturbed, so I just stop the video and start it again. So here you can see now we can access our DMZ web server. This is my actually VM. This is the VM. Let me show you the VM within this network diagram. So here this is my VM. This is the VM within the branch office network, and I'm accessing through the branch office firewall through the IPSec tunnel and head office and the DMZ. This is the web server. So this is the web server now I'm accessing. So actually here we have this IPSec tunnel. I think I didn't show you the IPSec tunnel. So let me go back to my firewall and show you. No, it should be here. Okay. This is the firewall and this is the IPSec tunnel actually. This see tunnel is up and running. Let me show the branch office in. See, it's up and running. So then so this is the IPSec tunnel. So actually we are accessing through this IPSec tunnel. So actually let me go back to diagram. So let me draw the or let me show you the path. So this piece is initiating a request to the web server. So traffic is coming to the branch network firewall, and then since this branch firewall has the routing information for this DMZ network through the iBGP relationship. So because actually we have advertised this network through the BGP into this branch office firewall. So then the branch office firewall knows this firewall should send that traffic to this head office tunnel lane, this end, IPSec tunnel lane. So then once the traffic comes to this firewall is sending to the DMZ server. So once the DMZ server responds, so the traffic come to the head office firewall. And since the branch office, from the branch office BGP protocol, actually we have advertised this LAN network 10110 to the head office. So because of that, head office knows, the head office firewall knows where to send this traffic. So then the response traffic will be sent to the branch office firewall. Then the branch office firewall will send that traffic back to the PC. Okay, actually that is the BGP implementation process. I think you have the basic and overall idea about BGP, but BGP is a vast area, so you have to dig deep and you have to understand there are many things. But for your demonstration, I mean for your requirement, actually this is enough. Okay, thank you for your time. Okay, let's finish the video.